Hey everybody. Well, we had a lot of buzz about a stock last night and we tracked it this morning pre-market. I showed you what to look for before you pull the trigger. I showed you what happened in the midday activity and what was forming. Well, now I'm going to finish up for the day and give you my closing remarks utilizing the power of analysis to help you to know what to do with that trade. If that sounds good to you, you sit right there. Hey everybody, my name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest, and you know, Sundial made the news big time last night. There was a lot of push to push it higher in price, all right? So, it's a marijuana stock, it's a lower dollar marijuana stock. It's got the potential to make you a lot of money, especially knowing that the current administration may be on the cusp of decriminalizing marijuana. So Sundial is the stock that we're talking about. Reddit talked about let's push it higher. So pre-market, we looked at it. From the pre-market graph, we saw that at the 8 o'clock hour, it gapped up. We thought that it would, and it started to fall right away. The stock fell against or below a 20-day exponential moving average, but during that video, we saw that it also found a level of support. Now, bouncing off of that level of support, it still wasn't able to break above that 20-day exponential moving average. The first thing I said to you this morning, let's wait to see if it can break above that level of the 20-day exponential moving average before you pull the trigger on the trade. Well, we looked at the stock midday after the stock market had opened and the stock started trading. We saw a big red candle on the stock. The stock had pulled back from the gap up that it had in the morning. So what was that? Well, that was a lot of people probably taking profits on the stock. But we also noticed that there was a candlestick forming known as a dark cloud cover. And I set it up for you to show if the stock's price closed below the midpoint of the previous day's candle, that it was then a confirmed bearish candle. So let's see how we finished up for the day. Here is Sundial on an end-of-day 3-month graph utilizing a 20-day exponential moving average, volume along with a moving average of volume. As I look, well, here was my midpoint of the prior day's candle. Today's big red candle did close below it. So now that is a confirmed bearish candle. Probability, or most likely, the stock's price should continue moving down tomorrow. I've already seen the news on Reddit saying that, no, the stock is going to go up pre-market again, and you need to go buy more, and you need to hold it, and it's going to go. All right, you guys will do what you want to do. My job is not to tell you what you want to hear. My job is to tell you what you need to hear to make better, responsible decisions in the stocks that you buy and sell. So we see that the big red candle hit. We see that it closed lower than the previous day's midpoint. That is a bona fide, confirmed bearish candle. Now, I'm looking at this on an end-of-day, 3-month basis with the 20-day exponential moving average. For those of you who are sitting out there and they've already let me know, I'm holding the stock long-term. All right, that's fine. Let's talk about what entails holding the stock long-term. Let's look at an analysis of the stock. Let's look at the relative value. Relative value tells me the stock's long-term price appreciation potential on a scale between 0 and 2. If it's below the value of 1, the stock does not have upside potential. The next VectorVest indicator is relative safety, RS. This looks at how safe the stock is. On that same scaling, between 0 and 2, above 1 tells me the stock is a little bit more safe. Below 1, it's not nearly as safe. So right now, on an end-of-day basis, Sundial does not have good upside potential, and the stock is risky. But what's helping is our technical indicator, RT. This tells us if a stock is in an uptrend or not on that same scale of 0 to 2. If RT is above 1, the stock's in an uptrend. The higher above 1 it is, the faster in an uptrend it is. So with all of the buzz, RT is pegged at our maximum level of 2. This stock is in full bore go. So keeping that in mind, let's also look at it from a long-term perspective. What moves stocks higher? Earnings. Earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. Look at Sundial's earnings, and this is forecasted earnings. They've got a negative earnings per share of 16 cents. Not only that, their earnings growth rate is a negative 6%. They have negative earnings and they're growing it in a negative way. From a long-term perspective, I'm not feeling the stock. This is all about being more of a trade. Now, if you're in the stock, currently the price is above the 20-day exponential moving average. If you say, no, I know that this stock is going to move because this administration is going to make marijuana legal and I want to be in early. All right, fine. Use that 20-day exponential moving average as one of your lines in the sand to manage the trade. Number one. Number two, you see where the stock gapped up a couple of days ago? Well, I drew a line to represent the gap. That's another way to determine whether or not you want to hold on to the stock or not. If the candle continues to fall below that level of $1.91, you probably want to think about giving up on that stock or taking your profits or mitigating your losses. So you've got two ways to manage this stock from a long-term perspective, even though the fundamentals are not there to back up a longer-term hold on the stock. Let's flip the script. Let's take off the 20-day exponential moving average and let's put on trading averages of a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. This is more for the trader. Notice that as the stock's price went up, the 3 and the 8 are still in place. Today's candle did not pierce below the 3 exponential moving average. So even as a trader, you're still okay to hold the stock, but don't lose sight that there is a bearish candle in play. The probability is that the stock's price should continue to fall. But if the news that I'm seeing right now still says that the stock's price is going to go up, it may bounce off that 3-day exponential moving average and move up pre-market. I still want you to keep in mind what's going on with the stock and play it and let the stock's price come to you. Don't try to force the trade. Now notice that with the big down candle today, along with the bearish candlestick formation, look at today's bearish volume. Today's volume is the highest it has been over the last 3 months. So not only did the stock's price go down, it went down with a lot of conviction and a lot of people selling the stock. If the momentum is on the bearish side, do you think that it's going to have a high probability of going up? These are just things to think about, and this is part of doing your homework before you make a final decision on what you want to do with the stock. So if you own it, and you're still in it, the 3 and the 8 are still in play. The 3 exponential moving average is above the 8. From a trader's perspective, it's still there. Don't lose sight of the bearish candle. If you're more of a swing trader, I'm going to put on that 20-day exponential moving average. This gives you a little bit more room to the downside for holding. Now, if you really want to hold, then you use that 20-day exponential moving average as your line in the sand to make your decision on whether or not you still want to hold it. So, keeping all of that in mind, hopefully you have found this useful. Hopefully, I am not trying to move anybody in either direction on the stock. I want to give you the useful information that you need to make your own decisions, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Reddit will continue to do what it needs to do, but even with that information about trying to push any stock in either direction, folks, do your homework. Use a tool. If it's not VectorVest, use a tool to help you to make the right decisions so that you're not just following someone, that you're able to make your own decisions on the way that you invest, and that's what it's all about. So, folks, again, hopefully you found this useful. Until the next time, have a great day.